Ram, 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 Hari, Hari. First of all, I offer my unlimited Dandavat pranams into the lotus feet, my Paramarajatama Guru Pada Padma. Om Vishnu Pad Parivajakataya Satata Shishimat Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami, my Guru Dev. Equally, I offer my heart-like felt Dandavat pranams into the lotus feet of the Acharya that has me sitting right here, right now. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Swami Prabhupada. Our illustrious Guru Varga, the Vaishnavas that are on this planet now, and to all of us, to you guys, I offer my heartfelt Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So we are celebrating this Mahotsav of initiating a Murti.
Jai Ho, Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
Jai.
What is this? What is this Murti? What's it made of? And how do we worship it? This Murti is made of Satchidanand. This Murti is made of Vachu Vegam Manasakroda Vedam. This Murti is made of Anyabilasita Sunyam. This Murti is made up of Vani, the instructions of all Arupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga. This Vani is the most important part, they say, of having a relationship. Like Rasik Mohan was saying, this relationship is so important. When you hear from the lotus lips of an exalted personality, things happen. When we pick up the literature that was put here and transcended down through them, and for us to read, we associate with them. We know Srila Prabhupada met his Guru Maharaj a handful of times. So these instructions that we follow become our heart and soul. Srila Prabhupada, upon meeting his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, he told him, "Oh, you will preach in this Western country with your English." You'd go. It's like one of the first things he said, and then he only saw him another 5 times. And he came and started what we know now as Krishna consciousness. Obviously, Krishna consciousness is an eternal thing. It's coming from the Creator, Lord Brahma himself. But it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the lotus instructions that the Vaishnavas carry and give to us like treasures. There's one story when the worship of Radha and Krishna were going on, and the prime ministers were discussing, and they thought, well, you know what, this seems a little much. We're taking all our things, and we're worshiping to a God we don't know and we don't see. So maybe we just start distributing all that to the poor people. Serve man as God. So they stopped the worship. One of the religious leaders of the assembly thought, oh no, what shall I do? If they can't understand where is God and what is he doing, they're going to stop this worship of God. So this minister, he came back and he thought, oh, what should I do? I have 3 days. I have to give this answer, or the king will just take my head and stop worshiping. So he comes home and he's very in anxiety, thinking, how can I resolve this problem? And his small boy, his son, 5 years old, saw his father worrying. And because of this relationship, he said, what is the problem, Father? Father says, it's maybe a little bit too much for you to understand. But I may be killed. Because I can't prove to this assembly, where is God? And what is he doing? So the little boy is like, Father, I have an idea. Why didn't you just tell them that this answer is so easy that even your small 5-year-old son could answer this? And maybe they'll become nervous because of their pride, and then they're, okay, never mind this question. If a boy can answer this, maybe we should not have this question. So the father's, he goes back to the assembly, and he hasn't come up with this answer of what is God doing, where is he? So the father thinks, okay, well, I love my son very much. I will follow this instruction. So I tell the assembly, this question is so easy, even my 5-year-old son can answer. But this assembly was sincere, and they wanted to know, what is God doing, and where is he? So the little boy, they said, yes, bring up your little boy. Let us tell him. Let us tell us his story. So the little boy comes up and says, this is very simple. You're all wondering, where is God? Well, bring me a cow. And they bring him a cow. Now milk the cow. Now in this bucket of milk, do you see the ghee? No, we see the milk. But there's ghee inside, right? Yes, there's ghee inside, but you can't see it. It takes some process, churning to yogurt, whipping, extracting butter, melting it down, taking the solids out, and you have golden, clarified butter. By this process, you can see the ghee. But meanwhile, yes, it's everywhere in that milk. So the boy said, just like this. God is everywhere. He's in everything. In the songbook, in these classes, in this phone. But only by some process will you be able to see him. The whole assembly is like, the very good answer. I like that. That's true. But what is he doing? The boy said, this is also very easy. But generally in the assembly in India, the people who are asking the questions, they are sitting lower, and the people who are answering are sitting very high. But here I am, I'm sitting very low, and the assembly, the king, is sitting very high. So let me sit where the king sits, and I will answer your question. So okay. They're sincere. These people are sincere. They want to know. So the king comes down off his mighty throne, and this 5-year-old boy sits on the throne. And then they ask the question, what is God doing? And the little boy said, it's doing this. It's making kings small and little boys kings. By this non-ending cycle of samsara, we are dying and being born. And sometimes we are kings, sometimes we are little boys. So the assembly was very happy. They brought back the worship of Radha Krishna. Yay! So we see instruction is very important to have realization. Without realization, one is constantly like on a treadmill. And on a treadmill, you're not getting anywhere. So in Vaishnava theology, we consider that as like death, not getting anywhere. You're either going down or you're going up in this process. There's no middle ground. You're not like, okay, chant 16 rounds. I'm going to take a nap. This is my situation. But there's many things that I don't follow in Vani. So it's not really appropriate for me to speak on Vani. Vani is following instructions. And that's how you build a relationship. And that is generally what we hear. Oh, yes, Vani, 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 Vani. But I have a other idea. I don't like to talk about myself too much in Katha, but in this relation, Vapu was everything to me. Having personal contact with the Mahabhagavat, devotee of Lord Krishna. I've got to cook for Srila Gurudev, got to massage Srila Gurudev. This is, I can't say to anybody here that Vani is more important. If you have the chance to be with a pure devotee of the Lord, go. Drop all your books, drop your mridanga, drop your cartels, and run. Having close association, they say, oh yeah, of course, you can't get, you got to follow the thing. But what, I remember I've heard the story of Srila Prabhupada saying, or Srila Gurudev saying to somebody that said, oh, everything's in Prabhupada's book. Why should we come to you, Narayan Maharaj? Prabhupada's everything. It's right here. Gurudev. The book can't do that. So the instruction is so good. It is all, by all, everything. But who are we to understand? I could easily memorize some things and go out and say, I'm a guru, and let that be it.
Go to President.
But how can I twist an ear? How can I make that adjustment? How can I adjust? We are in prison here in this body, in this material universe, constantly trying to get relief. But there's no chance of that without shelter. We can make our own adjustment in bed. We get softer bed, a different pillow. Oh, I lean this way, I lean that way. These adjustments we can do for ourselves. But this adjustment of the soul, this tweaking of our soul that's been caught in a samsara of birth and death over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Hi, Daddy.
How to get out? Ragatmika Bhakti. This is Vani and this is Vapu. You have association closely, intimately. And we are wet wood, and we have association with the raging fire. That wet wood dries up. And then one spark pops out, and bam, now we're on fire. That's having good association and following the instructions. Getting close and serving in ignorance obviously is not a good thing. But it's not a bad thing. Guru Dev has ultimate power. This Vigraha is emitting praying atoms from every particle of paint. He's there in every atom, emitting his Braja Bhakti to all of us. So we are very fortunate here in Ellenville, New York, Bhaktabandav, because we have a chance to follow the Vani. But now we are more fortunate because we have direct association. So I invite everyone as much as possible, come and offer anything their heart's desire to Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. And we'll try to cultivate an environment where we can study this instruction. This pure bhakti is not a thing that is in many places. I watched kirtans and bhakti, bhakti. Oh, tonight's bhakti filled bhakti, bhakti, and bhakti, and bhakti, 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 bhakti. This is good. This is for everyone. We want, hey, come chant Hare Krishna, be happy, eat, and be okay, happy, happy, Haribol. This is for the tourists. If you want the prem of Radha and Krishna and their associates, we must chant and cry. We must become destitute. We must want that association more than anything else in this world. So we are having a chance. They're manifesting to us in this murti. So Vapu is great. Vani is great. But Vapu and Vani is greatest.
I love the story sometimes, what to speak of the Murti form, there's stories about how the picture can relate with the devotees even. And people tell stories about how they came to Krishna just by seeing a picture. And like the picture and the eyes are following them and they're just so attracted. And sometimes Gurudev actually told a story to someone saying, don't think my picture is mundane. I can, because like Krishna is omnipresent, like you said, Guru is also with Krishna. But it's a way for us to connect through Vapu. So what to speak of the Vapu, even the picture. And it's a bridge to bring us into more association. So, thank you.
Vaishnava theology is transcendental, mystic. This path is magic. There's unseen things happening everywhere, and the more we dive into it, the more we see and the more we become interactive with these subtle energies that are extremely beautiful. They smell real good.
Very well.
Pretty.
Okay. Very well.